I like him. He's got a wicked slider.
Mm-hmm.
He's a right-handed hitter. I think he's only 26 years old.
That strike to walkout
He's on a
ratio is
shitty
insane.
yeah. He's on a shitty team.
Mm-hmm.
They might be desperate for some infielders, maybe some pitchers. I think, unfortunately, despite what I said last week,
Mm-hmm.
in most of these trades, Kate Horton is probably going to be involved.
Probably, yeah.
But big deal.
But Tim, let's segue into the next topic, which is we're talking trades again. But Tim, this time you kind of feel, you in particular,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't disagree with you, feel like the Cubs should target, we'll say, starting pitching.
Yes.
You wouldn't be mad with a pitcher, but starting pitching specifically. And you did a great job for us behind the scenes work of coming up with a nice little graph of like players you think that we would target and teams that would be willing to sell. I'm gonna be honest, there's a team on here. Usually I'd wait till the end because it's like, ooh, let's leave the spicy one for later in. Let's not start with that one. But this time I am. There is not only a name on this list that I'm surprised with, his team is also a surprise. You have the Atlanta Braves on here, and the guys that you have listed that maybe the Cubs could target, you have Swellenbach, which is like, okay, younger pitcher. You have Strider, okay, younger pitcher. You have, what is it? Reynaldo Lopez, been injured, but a good pitcher when he's in. But the name I'm most shocked at of all these for the Braves, you think they'd really trade Chris Sale?
Do I think the Braves would trade for them or trade him? Or do you think
Yes. Do you think the Braves would say, yes, here, we'll give you Chris Sale?
So when I compose this list, we can actually, if you want, you have my permission to put the list on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
I targeted teams that I think are not going to make the playoffs and would be willing to dump money, talent, and aging players. I know I have Schwellenbach on there, who's a younger guy, but Chris Sale has actually been doing very well this year. He's got over 68 innings, he's got 3.06 ERA with 86 strikeouts and 19 walks. Tell me a guy on the Cubs that's doing better than that. You can't.
Yeah, but it's like, here's the reason why it shocked me, right? And I'm going to pull them up can I get this in pictures? Okay.
So while you're looking that up, let me say this. Let me clarify. What I'm looking for is a 1-2 with Shota Imanaga.
Okay.
Because as much as I like the guys that we have, I don't see them being playoff winners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I don't see them being World Series winners.
Yeah.
We need one more strong arm that we can fully depend on. And I think you and I would agree, Imanaga is a guy we can fully depend on.
Yeah.
Steele, before he got injured, is a guy we can fully depend on. We got to replace him. He's our number one that we just lost. So, or number two, whatever you want to classify it as. We need to replace that. We can't just bring in a guy that's going to be another fourth starter behind Boyd or Taillon. Or even Brown if he develops that way. Colin Ray is starting to lose some favor with me. There's guys out there on... Right, he didn't look great. And, you know, he's doing his job, I think. I think potentially he's a bullpen arm. I think if it doesn't go stellar, Ben Brown might be a bullpen arm for us going forward. And that's a great thing. Like those guys in the bullpen are strong arms. My thing is that we need a guy that's going to be a guy. And I gave you a list of guys that are potential game-changing trades that we can make.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you about a list of, I think about 4 or 5 different teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, before you get into the other list, I do want to say one more thing about Sale and the Braves. Like, I don't want to move off them completely.
Go ahead.
Looking at the contracts, because you have the stats here, and it's like, so Schwellenbach, the thing I like about Schwellenbach is the ERA around 3 isn't bad. 71 Ks, 12 strikeouts, or 71 strikeouts, 12 walks. Perfect. Like, perfect. Strider, like the strikeouts to Ks. He's only pitched 14 innings. ERA is a little high. Love Sale. I would take Sale in a heartbeat. Here's the only thing. Like, I am now on your, after looking at the contracts, I am on board with you. The reason why is, okay, I think, so you look at Spencer Strider, he's 26, going to be 27 after this year, October, so after the year. This is his third year of his contract. He's under contract for 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. We're going to have to give up a lot to get him. Same with Schwellenbach. He's actually 25, going to be, well, actually, he'll be 26, or he just turned 25. Pardon me. Happy birthday, Schwellenbach. It was 2 days ago.
Happy birthday, Schwellenbach.
He enters pre-arbitration. Usually those guys, you have to give up a lot because you got contract control over that guy. However, Sale, he's 36, just turned 36 in March. He's got 1 more year in his contract. It's club option 2, so kind of the same thing I think we had with Chapman, where it was that one, could have been that 1 year and then gone if we don't want to keep Sale around.
And I want to say, I think the same thing with Horse Teeth that we got from the Cardinals.
Lackey.
Lackey.
Did you just call him Horse Teeth?
That's the only way I remember him.
Do you know who he pitched for recently?
No.
The Savannah Bananas.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. I saw they played a game in the Angels Stadium, and he came out and pitched. They did the whole Angels in the outfield thing, where they had a kid doing this.
You know why I call him Horse Teeth? Do you know the comedian Jim Brewer?
Yes, I know Jim Brewer.
I remember he was a big Yankee fan.
Because someone's gonna hear Horse Teeth and go, "Whoa, you can't say that in this day and age."
He was a Mets fan.
Yeah.
When we played them in 15 and 16. Oh, 16 obviously. That's when we got Lackey. And he goes, oh, they got Lackey going out there, and he's a workhorse.
He's a workhorse.
And that's always stuck in my head. It's like Horse Teeth, workhorse. That's Lackey right there.
So, what I was gonna say, here's my only thought about Chris Sale, and I don't know if this is a problem. If we trade for Sale, here is our starting rotation then, because Steele's out for the year. Shota, lefty. Sale, lefty. Boyd, lefty. Taillon, righty. Rhea, righty. Cade Horton, righty. I'd put Rhea and Horton just because I don't know who would be in the deal. I don't know. One of those would be the 5th. Is it worrisome then that we would have 3 lefties? Was that too many lefties? Because usually starters we have more righties than lefties to pitch. Is that worrisome then that our guys are lefties?
I get your concern. A little bit, sure. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know, there is a commodity for a left-handed pitcher. There's a part of me that really would rather it be a starter than a bullpen guy. But I totally understand your concern.
Because I'm thinking for a playoff series, right? A playoff series, it's like
the guy's numbers this year so far.
But then it's like with Taillon or Rhea or Taillon or Horton, like you can't throw then Shota, Sale, Boyd 1, 2, 3 in a series, because then the other team's like, we're just going to load up on guys who hit lefties well.
Well, I'm going to tell you this though. as you probably know from playing the show,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's your kind of secondary lineup. You kind of prepare for right-handed pitching.
Mm-hmm.
So if you throw them left-handed pitching 3 times in a row, that's kind of there's a chance that can throw people off. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to I'm grasping at straws.
Yeah.
You're right. Having that many lefties, it could be a problem. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as concerned as if we're trying to trade for a left-handed bullpen guy.
So, as you were saying, and I've got the list on my phone, I'm going to read off the list. You tell me, in your opinion, who's the bona fide guy you think A, the Cubs will go with, and B, who would be like, who's the guy that's like, this is the realistic target. This is the guy I'm zeroing in on. You have Evaldi from
Well,
Texas.
before you do that,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
before you do that, is there any guy on that list that you say that sticks out to you as your bona fide guy? And
So
you know what?
let me read the list
You go
first.
first, and then I'll go
Yeah.
first.
So you got Evaldi on the Rangers. You got Sears and Severino on Oakland. You've got DeGrom and what is it? Molly?
I think it's Maul. Tyler Maul.
From Texas. So you have 3 guys from Texas. You have Gore from Washington. We talked about Sale, Strider, Lopez, Schwellenbach from Pittsburgh. And then you have Skeens, Keller, and Heaney from Pittsburgh. The 2 guys I like the most, because there are 2 of them, both come from the Texas Rangers. I'll be honest, Skeens I'm throwing off because if Skeens is getting traded, it's later. It's not going to be this year. They're not going to trade him this year.
Well, and I don't think there's a chance that like I don't like to think like you have this thing where like inter division trades people don't
well, it's
want to
not
help each
even
other
that.
out.
Like they're not going to trade Skeens his second year into being with the team.
Oh, I doubt that. I mean I don't necessarily agree with
like
that.
he's that team right now. Like that's how they're selling tickets.
What we'd have to give up for Skeens would be a lot.
I like Evaldi and I like DeGrom, and the reason being is they're 2 pitchers that the stats are good. Like the stats are good, and they're guys that have been aces on squads before. Like Evaldi, if DeGrom's the ace, Evaldi used to be the ace in Boston. He was good when he was with Boston. Let's not forget about those days.
Right.
So like,
no, Evaldi's going to be an all-star this year for sure.
And like, correct me if I'm wrong, DeGrom has World Series experience, no? He's got a World Series, does he not? Or was he injured that year with the Mets? No, he does not have a World Series.
No,
wrong.
They did not win.
Yeah. He was at the Mets 2014 to 2020. So he was on that 2015 team, but I think he was injured because he was injured for like a whole year while with the Mets. I know the Mets didn't.
But he was part of that. He was part of that superhero team with like Syndergaard
with Thor.
Yep. With Thor, yeah. Who's the other guy? Didn't they have another guy that they called him Iron Man and Thor was Syndergaard, and wasn't there another one? Anyways, not to waste too much time on this or on that stat. I'm surprised you don't really your eyes don't pop for Tyler Maul.
Maybe I'm
having a 1.64 ERA.
Tell me what I'm missing then. Maybe it's on me.
I think you're missing that he's their 3rd best pitcher, and is probably more willing to move your 3rd best than your 1st or 2nd.
Okay.
Maybe you get a better trade package for him. I don't think he's too young to where they're going like, no, he's a blue chipper. We're not. He's like untouchable. But
yeah, he
honestly,
is 30.
man, I'm looking more towards Washington with Mackenzie Gore.
Okay, why is it? Just so before you go into that, I just want to say DeGrom 36, going to be 37. Though he'll be 37 this month. He's got 2 bona fide years left on his deal and a club option. So 2, maybe 3. Evaldi just turned 35. He's got 2 more years on his contract. and Maul is a free agent at the end of the year. So if we're getting DeGrom or Evaldi, we're locked down with them for 2 more years. It ain't like a Chapman situation. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I think it's probably an easier trade to make also. Other than my guy Gore.
Why Gore?
I just like Gore. I like him. He's got a wicked slider. He's a right-handed hitter. I think he's only 26 years old.
That strike to walkout ratio is
shitty,
insane.
Yeah. He's on a shitty team. They might be desperate for some infielders, maybe some pitchers. I think, unfortunately, despite what I said last week, in most of these trades, Kate Horton is probably going to be involved.
Probably, yeah.
But big deal. What are we doing here? We're trying to win, right?
Yet again, not a big deal, but I'm throwing it out here. Mackenzie Gore is a left-hander. That would mean 3 left-handers in our rotation.
Oh, he is a lefty. I thought
he is a lefty. Okay. I looked it up because I needed to know. He is a lefty.
Fair enough.
Not that that's a killer on any deal, but like I
must have been watching a YouTube video where it was mirrored.
Yeah.
To avoid copyright.
Yeah, he's a lefty.
But like you said, that strikeout to K ratio, or K to walk ratio,
101 to 21. Oh,
get the fuck out of here, man!
I'll be honest.
We are a strikeout starting rotation, and that guy would fit in like a fucking glove.
There's one guy that
also we would be replacing Justin Steele, who is a southpaw.
We already had 3 lefties on this team. Maybe it's not a problem then. Yeah. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Maybe.
So one guy I'm taking off this list completely. I don't care. I don't want him anywhere near this team. Who do you think it is?
Sears?
Nope. Same team though.
Severino?
I don't want him. He's pitching tonight.
Really?
Yeah, he's pitching tonight and he's getting rocked. He's already in 4 2/3 so far.
But that guy's got.
He's given up.
He's got like an 18-inch break on his slider, though.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at his games, dude, and it's like against the teams that are going to be playoff teams, against the Yankees, he gave up 8 runs in 4 innings. In the Mariner game, he gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. It's like he even gave up 3 runs on 6 hits to the White Sox. I mean, to us, 6. I mean, our offense is perfect. 6 hits, 6 runs. Like this is a guy where it's like, yes, against the Mets, he had a 4-hit, 1 run. The Brewers, 3 hits, 1 run. But he's so Katy Perry, dude. He's so hot and cold. He's yes, he's no, he's in, he's out. I don't want that. That's not reliable to me. Severino, not dog water, but I don't want in the playoffs. I don't want to have to sit there and go, shit, is this going to be a 1-run Severino or a 6-run? Please no.
Fair enough.
Especially if we're playing those Yankees in the World Series.
Right, which would only be 1 start from him.
By the way, it would be a revenge game either way. Either a revenge for the Yankees, because he used to play there, or revenge for him. And last time the Yankees got the revenge on him.
I think when you Google him, he's still wearing a Yankees hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Sears, I have no problem with. He's one of their top pitchers for Oakland. The other guy I've kind of like waned on is Heaney.
You've cooled down on him.
I've cooled down a little bit. He got maybe it's just recency biased. His last start was not ideal. Maybe I'm just dealing with my fantasy team woes because he's on my fantasy team, so I take it extra like hard. But yeah, the last game he played was against who the fuck was it? Was it San Diego? Or was it that Arizona?
I will say this too, like Heaney would probably barely move the needle too.
Yeah, in the last game against Arizona,
you're not bringing him
8 hits, 5 runs. That's all I was going to say in 5 innings.
Yeah, if you bring in Heaney, he's not coming in as your number 2 solid, no question about it.
Do we need a guy who's?
I threw him on there as a courtesy.
Do we need a guy that's going to be the number 2? Like, do we need a DeGrom?
Yeah.
Do we need an Evaldi? Do we need a Chris Sale? Like, those should be the guys we're
100%. 100% we need a number 2. If we're going to win the World Series, we need long-lasting starting pitching.
Can I ask
And-
you one more question?
Yeah.
Let's say Skeens is on the table, but you got to trade Matt Shaw. Do you do it or do you not do it?
Unfortunately, I think you do.
Oh,
And
I would
I've
say
thought about
duh.
this all day.
this is coming from the guy who
I
said he
thought
was
about this all
untouchable.
Did I say he's untouchable?
No, I did. And I said, duh.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been thinking about this all day.
Mhm.
I think Cade Horton, Matt Shaw, maybe Owen Cassidy or Kevin
Mhm.
Alcantara. I know we keep throwing those guys in terms of trade rumors, but we're
Yeah.
willing to trade some farm players for talent right now. And then maybe some guy to fill out the rest of the contract.
I will say this Skeens
Or
is
make it
a
little
righty.
sweeter.
He is a righty.
Yep, he sure is, and he's potentially one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. And the Pirates are not shy about trading away their talent.
Dude, their own. I'll be honest. If I was a Pirate fan, I would so be on the sell the team bandwagon.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you were a Pirate fan, you would also put Skeens as an untouchable, wouldn't you?
Yes, absolutely. I would never trade him.
So
Any team that had him, I would never trade him.
we're looking at Texas then, or maybe Washington with Gore.
I'm gonna stand by it. I would DeGrom and Evaldi is those are the ones I'd be targeting. DeGrom and Evaldi.
Yeah, I think either of them would be an excellent addition to this team. It would look great in the pinstripes.
If you had to pick 2, narrow it down to 2. Who are you targeting? I said Evaldi.
Well, I already told you. Mine
DeGrom.
are Mackenzie Gore and Luis Severino.
Okay. So
I really think more of Severino than you do, which is fine. I just like the movement he has on his pitches, and I think he could be a great strikeout thrower for us later in the year. But again, it all comes down to who we're willing to package for them.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna, like we've said before, and we're not saying that we would want to trade these guys, but minor leaguers, our farm would have to be given up to a degree.
Well, and it does play to a fact that we value these players. They're valuable trade pieces.
Yes.
It shouldn't be considered like a slight or anything. It's like, you guys are good players. We can get good value for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, that's the way baseball goes.
Exactly. Any final thoughts you got before we wrap things up, big guy?
One thing I wanted to mention, I think I mentioned that the bullpen is ranked number 1 in ERA in the month of May. I want to say that Drew Pomerantz and Chris Flexen have posted 0 runs since they've been a Cub.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that impressive?
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.